Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and we're recording this Friday, December the 2nd, shortly after 8 a.m. We have at least 2 rounds of rain. We have a very cold batch of air which will descend upon Arkansas. We call it the Arctic attack in this December pattern. Very chilly wind chills possible. This is in the long range still. One quick programming note for you. Again, this is Friday, December the 2nd. I am taking some time off work, vacation time. I will be back next week. Just, you got to use it or you lose it, that sort of thing. It's December, so I still have some vacation days to use, so I will not be at the TV station this weekend. But I am still following the weather, trust me, and it follows me sometimes. Got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because last night I had a pretty difficult time with that, with my last blog post because I had so much going on. This is the European computer model. Once again, high pressure in place. We're going to start this Saturday morning towards our northeast. Northeasterly winds, surface low, overrunning precipitation. This is just cold, gloomy, and wet. Saturday morning, and then the rain starts to move in probably later in the morning and into the afternoon. Heaviest across Texas, and you see the northern edge of this through central Oklahoma and into central Arkansas in areas south. Again, cold high pressure towards the northeast to northeasterly winds. When you get that and these systems running up from the south, you know you're in trouble with some chilly times. By the way, the upper level low, this is still hanging back out here towards the southwest, and this will eject rapidly on Monday. So that's round number 2. This is the one out in front of it. And see how this comes across? So I think Sunday morning we'll see some rain, but I think a break by the afternoon as that batch of rain moves off towards the east. And now here comes the upper level dynamics. Let me back that up. There's the surface low even further south than what the previous model runs have. Now this is Monday at noon showing the green area is rain over the previous 6 hours. So you can see that's moving up into the southern part of the state. That's the target area for the most amount of rain through Monday will be the south half of the state. Northern Arkansas is still going to get rain, but the target area for the heaviest rain will be across the southern half of the state. So as long as the surface low and the dynamics stay where they are, and especially with the surface low towards the south, the threat for severe weather is still well towards our south. If it goes further towards the north, the surface low and storm system, then it would move up towards the north. That is unlikely at this time, but if it happens, we'll let you know. But rain coming in, especially Monday afternoon, and then it's out of here Tuesday morning. Now, the fun and games. The GFS is faster by a few hours. Let me just keep, I'm going to get to what all this means. The GFS is faster with a batch of very cold air coming in towards the middle to end of next week. Now, this is the European computer model. The black lines are isobars, lines of equal barometric pressure. Very cold. When you see, what is that, 1050 plus millibars, that's very high pressure. This is the Arctic wave. We're going to warm up ahead of this. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we're probably going to go in the 60s. And then the bottom falls out. You see, this is the Arctic front, and a wave of low pressure in Texas starts to form on that front. There may be some rain out in front of this Wednesday and Wednesday evening. But the very cold air, and I'm going to show you the temperature differences in just a little bit, but the European is slower with this, and typically Arctic air masses tend to travel a little bit faster than the computer models project, so keep that in mind. The surface low over Arkansas with showers and thunderstorms, this is Wednesday night, but see these black lines of equal barometric pressure, just howling out of the north behind it on the backside of that boundary. So the wind chill will be a factor. Could we have wind chill advisories? I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I wouldn't doubt it. So you have this wave going along the boundary as it zips up towards the north, and watch what happens. This is Thursday morning. This back here in the cold air, remember that blue line, that 540 thickness line, is usually a good indicator of the rain-snow line. There's some very light snow or snow flurries. Yes, I said it. I said the S word. On the backside of this. So it would not be out of the realm of possibility that northwest, north central Arkansas see some snow flurries coming up Wednesday night or into Thursday morning. It shouldn't last long. And then it's just, I mean, we're off to the races. I mean, this is just coming straight out of Canada. Strong northwesterly winds. You can kind of make out the U shape here, the trough that'll be developing the upper levels. This is the surface map, by the way. And I mean, this is Thursday night. The winds are howling. This is what I'm talking about. Wind chill values could be in the single digits and teens across the state by Friday morning. I mean, this right here, this is Friday morning. There's the surface low, and just look at that 540 line going down into the Gulf of Mexico. This is just cold air. It's a free-for-all going due south from Canada. Just pretty fascinating. But you know what happens? Comes down, goes out. Now, when it moderates, it's not going to get super warm. Not going to happen. It's just we're going to come out of the abyss when it gets warmer. I mean, when that Arctic air starts to retreat. I got to remember what's next. All right. So there you have the GFS. I'm sorry, the European, and now the temperatures. All right. These are highs. Let me see here. No, those are lows. Bear with me for just a second. Don't go anywhere, everybody. All right, so this is Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 50s, lower 60s. There's the Arctic air in Oklahoma. Okay, so here are highs on Thursday. High temperatures probably set early in the day in southeastern Arkansas in the 60s. Set early in most of the state, but it's showing highs in the Ozarks of only in the 20s on Thursday, December the 8th. It's showing high. Again, this is a computer model. Does not mean that this is going to be exactly right, but it may be close. That black dashed line, by the way, is the 32-degree line running through northwest Arkansas. It has a high here of 43 degrees. Remember, yesterday at this time, it had a high temperature around 32. So you see there are differences in each run dealing with the timing of the air. And the bottom line, it's going to be colder. Friday, most of the state has highs according to this below freezing. Does that happen? I can't tell you this far in advance that that's going to happen. But it's going to be cold, most likely. Much colder in the coldest air mass we have seen this season. So that's Friday high temperatures. Now let's look at the low temperatures. This is the fun part, right? So these are lows Wednesday morning in the 40s. Okay, so lows Thursday morning. Teens north, 30s. Let's get to the fun and games. Friday morning lows, teens for most of the state. But that's nothing. The wind chill temperature, according to the European, could be in the single digits. By the way, out here in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains of northern New Mexico, it's got temperatures for lows in the Rocky Mountains, the southern Rockies, 10 to 20 degrees below zero. That's all. And then lows on Saturday morning around 20. We'll see how that pans out. Now to the rainfall amounts. With these two systems coming through, rainfall amounts are going to be across, again, as we told you, the highest amounts across southern parts of the state, the southern half, with 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe even 3 or 4 inches across southern Arkansas. Lesser amounts towards the north, but still significant. At this time, the greatest severe threat is going to be south of the state. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined areas along the Gulf Coast, southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and portions of the Florida Panhandle for the risk for severe weather, depending upon the track of that low, which looks to be south of the state. But if it moves north, that severe threat will move north. But again, that's unlikely at this time. Temperature anomalies, 5 to 10 days. You see Barney the dinosaur up here in western Canada. They have the air coming down the plains. This is 5 to 10 days, December the 7th through the 12th. Temperature anomalies in degrees Celsius. You're looking at -3 to -7 degrees Celsius. Anomalies, not temperatures, anomalies. And for the ensembles to pick this up in the 10 to 15 days of just this widespread cold, and the degree, it may actually be worse than this. But right now it's showing still very, very chilly air all the way through the middle of the month. You have been warned. Hopefully I did not talk as long as I normally do. Lots going on. Once again, I'm still tracking the weather. I follow the weather. It follows me, but I won't be at the TV station this weekend taking a little vacation time. I'll be back next week. You can tell too, because when I'm off from work, you can see the gray. Sad. Thank you very much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.